All right, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. It is been a while since we've done one of these. Unfortunately, with the cold, I can't get out and walk when it's too bad. It gets into my joints. Once it hits those implants, then I can't get warm for forever. And so, but it's a nice day out. We're in the 50s today, and we're gonna go and have a discussion about a couple things. So, been thinking, and I see everybody having thoughts about the gay guy having himself pleasured in the Senate hearing room. That's getting a lot of attention right now. And I've asked a couple places, what their thoughts were, and a lot of people aren't very happy about it. I've had one person compare us to Sodom and Gomorrah, which I'm not here to, that's their opinion. They're allowed to have that opinion, and it is what it is. But I'm going to raise up an opinion here that might not be popular with a lot of people. But do you honestly think that this stuff hasn't been going on in the halls of Congress or the White House? We have cocaine in the White House everywhere. Ooh, that's such a big thing. No, they have drugs in the White House all the time. We just never find out about it. This administration doesn't give a shit. They don't care what we know that they're doing, so they just do it right out in the open and fuck us all. That's it. So, if you think that for the last, 100 and some years that people have not been having sex and stuff like that in Congress, I think you need your eyes open better, because I guarantee it's been going on. So, not sure who needs to hear that, but yeah, our complete system of governance is corrupt. There's no other way of putting it. It doesn't matter. I just found out that Lloyd Smucker, my representative in the House, voted for this new shit NDAA bill, which gives the government more overreach to spy on us without a warrant. And hopefully somebody has the balls to raise a lawsuit and go after them and get this declared unconstitutional, because it is. They're eroding at freedoms one at a time until what happens is that these new future generations are going to be raised up that these are normal. This is how things are. That's not how it should be. We need to start preserving freedoms for our future kids, and we need to get that done. So hopefully somebody steps up. But yeah, again, that's nothing new. Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky was another thing that came out. It happens all the time. JFK, Marilyn Monroe, everybody knew what was going on. So that's where I'm going to leave that subject. Second subject we're going to talk about is the holidays and how it affects everybody differently. Let's get you a better view than me for station, shall we? We'll get you a much better view, but we're going to still have a conversation here. So, the holidays can be really hard for certain people because life happens. Things change. Some people don't have family and friends that they can spend holidays with. Some people just have really, really shitty family that do stupid things, to cause issues. And so a lot of people are depressed this time of year. And people need to learn that you don't just sit there and tell these people, hey, suck it up and deal with it, Unless you've been depressed, you can't understand what it's like. I listened to a podcast talking about suicide the other day. And, yeah, I mean, when you're in that mindset, it's a hard thing to get out of. I'll be honest with you, I had mine planned out. And, had I followed through with it, there was no way that anybody was bringing me back. And no, it did not involve a gun. But I got help that I needed, and, hopefully we can help those of us in this situation to work through it this year and make sure they're still here next year with us and to celebrate and stuff. Life isn't easy, not for anybody, let alone somebody going through depression and anxiety. So, try and keep an open mind and, try and be there, listen to people. Don't just sit there and dismiss them and blow them off. Be there for them and help them out, as best you can. Sometimes that's all they need is somebody to listen. You don't have to fix all their problems, just let them talk. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can find the plane. Over there's a hawk. Or is that the plane? It might be the plane, I guess. Yeah, it's the plane. Never mind. They're awfully low, though. We have, and for the people who are like, how could you mistake that for a hawk? We've got some really big hawks out here, so yes, that could have been a hawk. Alrighty. I mean, we got gorgeous views today. You can see way over into the mountains over there. So I'm glad I decided to take this walk and get a chance to talk to y'all. Let's see, what else should we talk about here? Let's talk about Christmas and how it's become a shit show. Because Christmas is not about religion anymore. It's not about all that. It's about who can buy the most shit and spoil their kids and raise kids that have no respect for anything as they get older, it seems. And they feel entitled. They think that you're supposed to give them everything. They shouldn't have to work for it. They should just show up and say, hey, I want this, and you're automatically supposed to say, yeah, sure, take it. Fuck anybody that had to actually work and get it beforehand, or the people who made it and are expecting to make a living off of somebody buying it. Yeah, screw them. Who the hell cares about them, right? If we don't start getting our generations under control, the country is done for. Hell, it might already be too far gone now. I don't know. I hate to be a pessimist, but I just do not understand what in the world is going on. I just heard a cat meowing at me. Maybe I'm hearing shit. So, I mean, it's parents. Parents are the problem. Yes, we have bad teachers out there. They're part of the problem, but the biggest problem is parents. Parents think that they're supposed to just hand their kids off to somebody else and let them raise them for them while they go to work. Well, that's not how it's supposed to be. Yes, you have to work, but you know what you're also supposed to do? You're supposed to raise your fucking kids. You're the one that had them. So get off your ass, talk to them, help them with their fucking homework so they actually can learn and make something of themselves. And all on top of that, teach them how to be respectful products and people that actually benefit society, not somebody who's going to freeload off of society. We have enough of those fuckers. You know, teach them how things actually work in the world. Instead of letting these teachers brainwash your kids against you and tell you that you're the problem. No, we're not the problem. Well, you are part of the problem if you're not helping to raise your kids. You know, if you're leaving it up to these fucking public schools that are shit, you know. But, you know, you can't blame somebody else for your shortcomings with your kids if you're expecting somebody else to raise your kids. That's your job. You're the one that instills the values that you think your kids should have. And you're the one that's supposed to teach your kids to be responsible and teach them how to work for things. And we've gotten so far away from that because, oh my God, I want my kids to do better than have a better life than I did. Well, you know, if your better life, that means that they don't have to do chores, or, you know, they don't have to earn things, that they're just going to get shit because they want it, then you're part of the problem. There's no other way of putting it. And I know I'm going to catch flack for that, and people are going to hate on me because I said it, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. Well, if I gave a fuck, I wouldn't be on here talking about it. So, bring it. I don't care. Say your worst. Because trust me, I've heard worse than any of you guys will ever fucking say to me. So, you know, let's talk economy, shall we? Let's talk about Biden's economy. Bidenomics, as he likes to call it. Which is just a bunch of bullshit that does absolutely nothing except put us even deeper in debt per person. It doesn't help us at all. It helps funnel money into his pocket and the other people in Congress's pocket. It funnels money into the war machine. They get money because we're just, fucking printing trillions and trillions of dollars that we don't even have. And we're just sending it to Ukraine with no oversight so they can do whatever they want. Like Zelensky could come over here and spend millions of dollars on his wife on a shopping spree while he's in Congress, begging for more money for a war they can't win. We already know this. Anybody with a brain knows they can't win this fucking war. But we're going to keep sending them money. Yeah. So how did that Biden Inflation Act, how did that help you? Did your groceries go down any? Because I know ours didn't. Ours are going up. Gas is going back up. Utilities are going up. I'm getting a cost of living raise for my disability that's big enough that it's probably going to mess with my insurance again. And that's going to suck since I'm supposed to have 2 surgeries coming up already next year. So, if they take my insurance, I won't be having either of them. So, that'll suck, won't it? And why is that? That's because Joe Biden has no idea what the hell he's doing. He has no idea what the hell he's talking about when it comes to economics. All these people in unions that are saying, oh, he's pro-union. No, he's not. He'll stick a broomstick up your ass quicker than anybody else because he's for himself and what benefits him. He doesn't give a shit about your union. He doesn't give a shit about you. He just wants to be in power. And the worst part is half the time he has no idea what the fuck he's even saying. Did you know he said something on an interview the other day with the press that the worst tragedy that happened in Israel since the Holocaust happened 65 fucking years ago? Really? October 7th is 65 years ago. This is your president. This is the guy who's making us look like a fucking morons on the world stage. Here's my take on the president. I don't want any president to do bad, because here's what happens. When the president does bad, we all do bad. We all suffer. And until those of them that are in the higher parts, these fucking actors and all these elites that think they're better than us, which they aren't, fuck them. But they all, until it affects them and their bottom line and their pocket, then all of a sudden, then it'll be, oh, well, he's bad. But until it affects them, they don't care. They've got all the money in the world to blow, so they don't give a shit. The wind's starting to pick up, so I'm sure you can hear that. I'm trying to talk louder so as to cover it. But, yeah, I mean, people need to be woken up. They need to see what's really going on. See that all this racism bullshit that they're trying to push out there is just that bullshit. There is not enough racism in the world for them to find it naturally occurring. They have to make shit up. And then they do racist shit like this stupid fucking movie, the Magic Negro, whatever the fuck it's called, where they can say that white people are the most dangerous animals on the world, but if we said that about them, my God, the whole fucking world would end. We'd be canceled forever, and it would start a fucking race riot. I'm just fed up with the double standard, man. Pick a side and fucking stay on it, and then abide by what you say. Don't sit there and tell us one thing and then you go and do the opposite thing. Because guess what that's called? That's called hypocrisy. And then once you do that, you lose all credibility with anybody. Once you sit there and say, oh, I'm against racism, but then you sit there and do a racism, hey, guess what? Fuck you. I don't give a shit what you have to say anymore, because you're irrelevant to me. You've proven to me that you are nobody that has any kind of integrity. So, and that's something that's hard to come by now anymore. You see people who are helping people out, and then they get treated like shit by the same people they're helping. And I don't get it. If somebody's helping you out and doing things for you, don't treat them like shit. Don't sit there and use them, and then once something happens and they say something that you don't like, because you're changing stuff that they think shouldn't be changed, don't kick them to the curb for that. Work through a compromise. Figure something out. But too many people just lost their humanity. They don't give a shit. They don't care about people. They care about themselves and how it affects them, and that's it. And people like that don't have friends. They have people that they use and people who are useful to them. And if you're not useful to them, then they don't give a shit about you. And that's wrong. It's just wrong. Anyways, we've been going about 20 minutes here. And, yeah. I don't know. The more I see what's going on in the world, the more I'm understanding why it just needs to be purged. All right. Let me give you, before we hang off here and head off into the day, You can see the dairy farm over there. There's a dairy farm back there. This is a chicken house and stuff down here. And then if we go over here, those are chicken houses there. So, yeah, I'm going to argue that we have people who believe in community. We know each other. If something happens, we help each other out. You know, I know that if it came down to it and I needed food, I know that I could go to my neighbors and they would help us out with it. And they know that if I'm able to help them out, all they got to do is ask, and I'm there. You know, even if I hurt myself doing it, I'll still be there trying to do my best to help them out. And unfortunately, we're losing that as a society. You know, I remember I used to go to my grandparents in Lancaster, to my great-grandmother's, and she knew all her neighbors. And they all looked out for each other. They all took care of each other. And now you go in the city and nobody gives a shit about anybody else. And even family. I mean, I've seen families in the city that fight with each other, and it just blows my mind. But, alrighty. Well, like I said, I'm going to hop off here. Y'all have a great day. Hopefully I'll be able to do another one of these soon. Tomorrow it's going to be raining. But if I get up early enough to beat the rain, maybe I'll try and get out and get one done. If you have a topic you want me to talk about, drop it to me in the comments, or you can email me, Stockum, STOCKUM as in Michael at the end, at gmail.com. And you know what? I screwed that up. It's there's a C after the M, but I'll add it to the description. But if you guys want to email me, you can. You know, we have all kinds of stuff going on that we're working on here. Eventually I might be able to share some of it with you, but I got to make sure I have permission from other people first. You know, can't take and say stuff without other people knowing I'm saying it, and then it comes back on me that I said stuff that they weren't okay with. So, you know, I got to have that integrity. If I do it to other people, then, you know, I'm not any better than anybody else. So, and I want you to know that I do have integrity. I try to be there for everybody when I'm able to. I try to help out as many people as I can. You know, I wish I could help out more people with money, but shit, I don't have any money myself after I get done paying bills. So I can't do that very often. But all right, y'all have a great day. Peace. We're out.